Good morning. I'm going to talk about the development of the Karst Features Database in Minnesota, and hopefully we can learn from this lesson and move in other directions. I want to invite everyone in the room to a 14th Multidisciplinary Sinkhole Conference, which is going to be held in Rochester, Minnesota, the first week in October. We will have people from all over the world and all over the United States coming in. This is jointly sponsored by the National Cave and Karst Research Institute and the Minnesota Groundwater Association. So I hope to see a lot of you in October in Rochester. Okay. Let's see. What I want to talk to you about is the development of an existing Karst Feature Database in Minnesota. This has been a long process. It started in the late 70s and it is continually active today. We'll talk more about this tomorrow afternoon in the session there. When we started, all we had was topo maps and field work. We basically walked around and drove around and looked for sinkholes. The first one of this was for the Winona County survey. We found 535 sinkholes. We thought we had found most of them. This was before a whole bunch of tools we use now. In 1992, we realized that sinkholes occur whenever the landscape is underlain by soluble bedrock, limestone and dolomite, and sandstone, and when the bedrock is covered by less than 50 feet. This enabled us to start drawing maps of where the sinkholes occurred. First you had to find them, and then you had to see the systematics behind them. This is the early version of this map. Basically, this is the area underlain by limestone with less than 50 feet of soil cover on top of it. In the mid-90s, we expanded into the second Winona County sinkhole survey. We went over it again using traditional tools. We had PCs by this time, and we recorded another 25 or 30. We also did the Fillmore County, which was the big county. We found about 4,000 sinkholes. This was primarily from the early soil maps and topo sheets. Then technology changed. The GPS came in. We began to be able to use geographic information system software. This enabled us to visualize and keep up with this data much more easily. In 2002, we were working up in Pine County, way off of what we normally think of as karst, but we discovered that there are sinkholes on sandstone. And doing field work, we found 262 sinkholes and a whole bunch of other features. In 2002, one of my graduate students built a computerized system that would do this, and quickly found out that the sinkholes were clustered at the regional scale. This is the Karst Features landscape map, or Karstlands map as it currently exists. It's just an improvement of the other one. We're working on a new one in a GIS system to come in. The basic concepts are still there. This is the same map with the sinkholes shown in black on it. Again, they are clustered in areas. When you go down to the cluster, they're randomly oriented. When you get down to the field scale, they're often systematic order. This is a combination of our data and the data that was available from Iowa. It would be nice to put northeastern Illinois on that, northwestern Illinois and southwestern Wisconsin, but the data there doesn't exist. In 2008, we got the major technological advance of LiDAR. That gave us for the first time the chance to see everything, to see through woods, to see on private land that we didn't have access to. This is an example of a major cave in Minnesota, $3 cabins on a LiDAR base. You can actually see the sinkholes on this. One of the things I want to point out here is there's a lot of cave under land that doesn't have sinkholes on it. So in 2013, another of my graduate students went back a third time with LiDAR to look at Winona County. The purple dots on here were new sinkholes that were not visible in the previous ones. Sinkholes are ephemeral features. They come and go. New ones develop, old ones get filled. We improved the locations on a bunch, and we found as many more as we thought. And this was the third time we'd been over. We thought we were doing pretty good. Okay, sinkholes are ephemeral. Many, perhaps most of the newly formed sinkholes are quickly filled. If a farmer or a landowner has a sinkhole developed, they want to get rid of it. What we have found is that the single best predictor of where a sinkhole forms is a sinkhole. That's not a trivial observation. That a sinkhole tells you that conditions are right there. If you fill that sinkhole, it's still a sinkhole. It's still there. And the conditions are still there, and more can form or that one can reform. One of the big dangers of a database like this is if you hand it to lawyers, particularly who are opposing you, and they see a blank, they think that means it's not a sinkhole. The absence of a sinkhole is not evidence of the absence of karst. It's a fundamental logic mistake, but everybody wants to make it, and the databases are never complete. So let's build a big one for the 4-state area. Thank you.